Yo, what up gamers, Dark here, and today we're going to be reviewing one of RNG Gala's Jinx games. Gala is currently playing on the US solo queue because of Worlds happening in Europe this year. So a bunch of Chinese and Korean pro players are currently bootcamping in EU. Really exciting time. We get to see all these really exciting names playing in our own solo queue. So this is going to be Gala'S Jinx. Currently has absolutely monstrous Jinx stats, so I really wanted to take a look at this guy's Jinx, see what sets him apart from other Jinx players. Also interesting to note, he's going to be duo queuing with a support, or can't remember who his support is. But also he's going to be facing the Silas, which is going to be Rogue Larson. So two other pro players in this game. Going to see how Jinx matches up against Larson here. So has started long started 3 potions on the Jinx here. Makes sense. She is in a poke-oriented matchup. Enemy bot lane wants to try and poke them out of lane. That's how they win this lane. That's their win condition. They have big potions here, and they're gonna have a harder time doing that. Okay, looks like they're gonna be getting a very early Viego gank. I'm just gonna immediately force that. Combo that with the Jinx traps. Gonna be a beautiful CC setup. Jinx deliberately trying to get the kill there, timing the auto attacks for the last hit. So probably gonna look to shove this wave. Not actually this wave. Gonna look to crash a wave here so they can back, but don't want to crash this wave. This wave would not push fast enough. This would not crash cleanly under turrets. So you want to slow push this one. Then you want to crash this wave. If you try and crash that first wave, it would not properly clash. It would be like a really awkward half crash over here. Then you're really overextended while you're trying to shove that wave, and some of the minions are already getting hit by the turret when they should be just killing the enemy wave. Some of them are just going to be hitting the turret instead as well, instead of hitting the wave, so it's not great. You don't want to half crash ever, you just want to slow push, then you crash when you can. So he crashes the next wave, then he backs. Gonna go for that early Noon Quiver. Going for a pink as well. Still got those 3 potions, never ended up using anything. That's great, they're off to a fantastic start here. Already about 10 CS up on Caitlyn. Out a little bit here so we can see this see the fights properly. Okay, so currently the wave is going to be pushing towards Jinx here. Because they do have a pretty good engage, maybe Rakan can find a pick onto Caitlyn if Caitlyn overextends at some point. Jinx will probably, be looking to walk up pretty far, because that gives Rakan the opportunity to E onto her, look for an engage. Or she doesn't want to trade onto Caitlyn too much unless Rakan is actually in range to get an engage off, because she doesn't want to trade into this massive wave. Rakan looks for the engage, doesn't find it. He's back onto Jinx. Jinx letting him get in range for that. Okay, so she is now probably looking to thin out this wave. You don't want to freeze, or I mean you can freeze in this matchup, but not when you're not. You need to be a little bit ahead. At this point, you don't want to be engaging into too many minions if you don't have to. You thin out the wave a bit. Definitely don't want to be shoving either. You want to at least have a slow push going on. So Rakan can still find an engage. You don't want to be engaging into too many minions, so thinning out the wave a bit. Still actually having a bit of a freeze going. He's still looking for the freeze. Not actually slow pushing here. Actually looking for the freeze, but not into too many minions, of course. Okay, so this does end up thinning out to the point where maybe this freeze will break now. Again, they're just permanently looking for this engage. Their bot lane's win condition is to shove them out, while their win condition is to engage on them and kill them. Rakan does find the engage again. Beautiful combo of CC again. Oof. The unfortunate heal timing from Caitlyn means that Jinx doesn't actually get that kill. However, Nami does go down. Kill goes over to Rakan. They probably will look to shove this as soon as possible now. If they're lucky, maybe they can actually crash us into the turret before Nami is able to get back to lane. Maybe they can look for a dive onto Caitlyn, sorry. But alternatively, maybe they just want it back. They got plenty of gold. It is a bit of a desperate play, honestly. Probably not enough time to actually do that, since Nami should be arriving to lane pretty quickly. They also don't know where the jungler is. Would be a really aggressive play. Would be a Vapora play. So they're not going to do that. Jinx is going to immediately go for that Berserker's Greaves. Should help her stay more survivable, be able to go more aggressive as well. Obviously, she's a lot more like auto attack oriented in poke and DPS than a lot of other ADCs who may be more spell reliant. So doesn't care too much about AD. Just gonna go for that attack speed, the move speed. Hope I get into range. Will also help her set up the recon engages a lot more easily. With the move speed. Allow recon to shield onto her and then engage. We're looking to trade against Killen there while trying to avoid taking too much minion aggro. Okay, so now they have an absolutely monstrous lead at this point, so now they don't have to care too much about the wave. They can afford for this wave to be a little bit bigger while still looking for an engage. Vex does miss the ultimate there. However, it looks like they're going to be looking for a dive. Viego's joining in here, so this should be absolutely free probably. They would have to respond with a lot of people on their team to actually prevent this dive. Let's see how they execute this. Early W, I guess she expected to kill it faster. Yeah, it's just going to be absolutely free. Nothing that the enemy botling can do about this. No help whatsoever from the team either. Nobody in position, I guess. Let's see where J4 was. J4 may be pathing towards bot side, but not quite there yet. And honestly, even if he was already there, you really want to try and interfere in this? I think he probably just dies as well. They died so fast there. Nothing to do there. So they're going to keep pushing for these platings because there's just such a massive wave there. It would be such a waste to just immediately back. Once this last plating does go down, probably I imagine they will look to back without surveying the next wave. Possible they might go for the next wave though, but it would be potentially a little bit greedy since now their team is backed. Yeah, J4 is bot side as we already knew. Looks like they might actually just go for pick on J4 here. They did already see him on the ward. Yep, that's what they're looking for. Immediate CC chain. J4 tanks it up a bit over Jinx. Yep. It's gonna get that kill. Doesn't even use the ultimate, saves that. Besides, he doesn't need that. Would have saved him a bit of HP. Burst down the J4 faster, but saves it. Okay, Recon gonna go for the engage. Beautiful engage. Don't know if Jinx had mana to follow that up with her own CC, but doesn't look like she needs it. Okay, trading as much into Nami as she can before turning onto the minions, since Nami was still looking to trade a little bit. Jinx obviously wins that at this stage. Way too many items, so positive trade for her. J4 is dead at this point. Now there's actually no need to back if they can just take this turret. Why not? Even though their team is topside, they're not really at risk of anything else happening, so. Gonna finish off that wave. Deny a little bit of farm instead of finishing off the turret as fast as they can. Not gonna deny the whole wave though. They don't want them greed here. They don't want to give J4 time to get back to the bot side. They don't want to give anybody time to get back to the bot side. Instead of denying as much farm as possible, just gonna go for that. They tried to deny the cannon. I think that might have worked actually, but not denying the whole wave. Not getting too greedy. Don't want to extend it too much. Don't want to give the enemy team room to make a play there. Just gonna get a turret and back off. Okay, finishes the Kraken Slayer. Still currently got 2 potions. I don't think he's even bought any potions. I think he just hasn't actually had to use any potions, really. That's good. Pathing towards the mid lane. However, Jinx is gonna stay there, so he's gonna look towards probably go bot. Catch that wave after Jinx farms it. Or sorry, Caitlyn shoves it. Looks like it will go for the Scuttle Crab first though. Just giving up some farm for this, but because Viego's on the top side, there's no guarantee that red team is going to be getting that Scuttle Crab if they just leave it for the junglers. So Jinx will take that first. Loses some farm for it, however. Scuttle Crab worth a lot of gold, actually, about 100 gold. I actually just realized that I'm quite surprised at how much gold it gives. It's a lot more than regular camps, but that's a lot of gold. Worth missing out on a few CS for sure. Okay, so probably not gonna be able to get anything onto Caitlyn here. However, I assume he's seen J4 somewhere on the map, so he knows he's pretty safe here. Can deny. I think he managed to deny the cannon from Caitlyn. And just forces Caitlyn off the wave, shoves out the next wave. Now this wave is gonna be a lot more pushed into their side. Gonna take Caitlyn a lot more time to shove that in, so he has more time to roam now. Or instead of going to mid lane to shove in that wave and try and pressure the turret, he realizes, hey, everybody's topside here. Only person on bot side currently is Caitlyn. I can just get the Drake here. Force pathing towards top side. I'd be surprised if he doesn't just path back towards bot though if Caitlyn shows that in. However, it looks like Caitlyn won't. So at the moment, he's no pressure to go back bot side. This is going to be actually sadly not pushing towards him. But at the same time, there's going to be no CS going under the turret and hitting the turret, getting lost into the turret, so he's under no pressure to return into bot lane anytime soon. He can just return when that's actually pushing in. Gives him room to just move across the map here.
Bring it down a notch.
Just chases down a few kills, free. Gonna try and look for the third. Okay, looks like Sylas and J4 collapsed here. So at this point, yeah, I think Killen has actually started shoving out the bot wave, so he's a bit far away from the wave at this point, so he's probably just gonna stay mid. But yeah, although he doesn't get the bot wave, he was actually able to just pick up a few kills there. Obviously, a lot more worth giving up that wave to be part of that fight. Especially since it took Caitlyn so long to actually shove out the bot lane. I think she backed before going for that. J4 falling right into the traps there. Gala not quite able to pick up the kill, however it does lay down a lot of punishment. Gonna shove out this wave. Maybe put some vision down with his support here, or just cancel the Sylas back. Sylas backing a little too far in the open. Yeah, I guess this should be pretty free. He's got his support with him. Can't remember where the jungler was last seen, but J4 was definitely low the last time they were seen, so pretty safe time to do the Raptors. Hopefully it doesn't get stolen away. Sadly it does, unfortunately, but it will. At the very least, that's still, he still took the smaller ones, so there's a little bit of gold going to his pocket. Also going to be denying it from the J4. Obviously it's very unideal to have the Raptor camp going to the Nami instead of J4. Like Rakan finding another engage here, while Gala was shoving out mid. I was making sure he's getting that farm, even if there's shit going on in the jungle, unless he's immediately needed. Just gonna shove out that mid wave first. That's how he maintains all the CS per minute. Currently over 10 CS per minute, about 11 CS per minute, I assume. So doing a really good job farming. Now, obviously he's a bit under pressure there. There's Nami and the Sylas there. Can't just walk up and farm 1v2. So to maximize his CS per minute, what does he do? Farms wolves. Nobody else is going to be doing wolves anytime soon, so he can just go for that. Wasn't any much point in him going bot lane either, because there would be a lot of time spent rotating where maybe the play would already be over, and then he'd be sharing from with Gangplank. No point in that, just stay mid. Get all that free farm. He's staying strong this way even if he's not participating in those kills. Backs and immediately grabs the Phantom Dancer. So going to be looking for this raw damage and Kraken Slayer procs in team fights. Doesn't want the AoE of Runans, doesn't want the poke or chasing potential of Stormrazor. Just wants pure DPS. So again, this fight going on bot side, however, it's got free farm on the mid lane, may as well go for that. Might also look to push the turret if there's nobody missing on the map that could pressure him. Yep, it's gonna be a free turret. Maybe look towards getting his Raptors now. Because again, nobody's going to be getting this anytime soon. Diego's coming up soon. However, that's a lot of downtime where Diego is not going to be farming them. So that can may as well go to somebody else. Red buff up now. Again, may as well get that. He has no pressure to be like anywhere on a lane right now. This mid wave hasn't finished crashing in yet. Obviously, once it does arrive, there's like 3 people on mid. He has to wait for this to crash in. So in the meantime, yeah, he just farms Raptors, grabs red buff. Getting a lot of CS here, especially because Jinx has so much wave clear. There's a lot of time to farm here and still catch all these mid waves. We're currently 60 CS up on the Caitlyn, doing a magnificent job of farming. Notice how even though he's pre-mid with his support and his support is making all these plays, he doesn't necessarily join in all of them. The last board review we did was of Doggo, who just constantly forced all these plays. However, Lucian, which was the champion Doggo was playing, much different champion than Jinx. Jinx can't so easily follow up on plays or create plays of her own. So a lot of the time, not going to follow up on those roams or those plays. Just looking to farm, and he'll follow up on the plays once he's finished farming, or if they're really close to him. Not gonna get a kill, but I guess there was somebody really low back in there. I was hoping that would kill him. So Wraith is over the mid lane, however it doesn't get any farm. I feel like, I assume those jungle camps were up. I think he probably should have taken that. Maybe he made a mistake there, didn't think about the gangplank. Looking to farm mid lane. However, does get a kill on Jinx there with the help of Rakan. Gets caught up by the Sylas there. Flashes away from the Rakan ult from the Sylas. However, still gets caught up by the E. Still gets hits by the Rakan ult afterwards anyway. That's unfortunate for him. Does get caught out. That gets his first death of the game. But, you know, he's still really strong. Gives over a big shutdown. However, remember actually that this is Rogue Larson. So he's mid laner for Rogue. Can't remember where Rogue finished this season. But, you know, really strong LEC team. Larson, as far as I know, a really strong mid laner. So, not necessarily the greatest person to be giving a huge shutdown to. But let's see how he deals with this. So he actually initially had a BF sword here, however he seems he refunded it and went for a pickaxe and a executioner's instead. Executioner's interesting choice. They don't exactly have like a Nami or sorry. They do have a Nami. They don't have a Yumi or Soraka's and none of these like hyper healing supports. However, they do have a Sylas. Does your 4-up drinker? He does. They do have a Nami who has, you know, it's no Soraka, it's no Yumi, however it does have a lot of healing. Anyway, a fight going on here. If he manages to chase down these kills. Yep, does manage to get a few. Yep, just managing to pick up those kills. Beautiful. Yeah, it does get the executioners though, because even though there's not one single person on their team who necessarily has like a truckload of healing that necessarily warrants the ADC to build mid-game executioners, there's just quite a few of those sources of healing, so it should add up to quite a decent amount. Nobody else on his team actually seems to have healing reduction at the moment, so yeah, at the moment he's in a spot where if he doesn't build it, nobody has it, so you don't necessarily always want to be building this in ADC. It's kind of annoying to have to build it when you scale so well with items and just raw stats. However, definitely going to be putting in a lot of work in this particular game, this executioners. As you can see, already reducing that 2 healing, absolutely popping off of that item. They're actually looking for a play in the jungle with support for once. However, I just rotate over to the side lane, pick up this wave. Also looking for a pick on the Sylas here, who stepped up too far forwards. Yep, manages to pick up another shutdown. This time going over to the Jinx. Actually, was this a shutdown? No, Sylas already died. No, no shutdown this time. Just manages to kill the Sylas. Yeah, currently 215 CS at 19 minutes. Absolutely monstrous CS per minute. I hope you guys have been seeing how he's doing this. He's not always the first person to move for the roam. He's always prioritizing waves. When he's not able to farm a wave and it's not necessarily worth moving for a play either, he'll just farm a camp like here again. He could actually just walk up straight to the mid wave. With the help of his support, it's very unlikely they can make a pick there. However, he can farm wolves as well, so I will just go for that. His Sylas probably is not too happy about the fact that he's taken all these camps, but I mean, who's gonna have a bigger impact in team fights? Usually Jinx or Viego? Usually Jinx. And especially if Viego wasn't already on that camp, it's just a time efficient thing to get that camp on cooldown as soon as possible. Going for that risky poke, knows his teammates are around. Unlikely to get punished. Already has the Infinity Edge finished, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Okay, good engage from the enemy team there. I think Jinx was the last person to went for there. However, it didn't matter because she was getting CC chain, so she didn't get to do much. Yep, beautiful engage from them. Really good Nami ult especially. Kind of cut off the Gala there. Good buff forward here. Okay, now looking to get the red buff. He could go mid wave, catch that mid farm, but obviously, I mean, his teammates are already mid. Gangplank just already annihilated that wave, so he's looking for farm sources elsewhere. In this case, the red camp. So here, choosing to actually help his support for once instead of just farming a mid wave. However, it does end up getting the mid wave anyway. Have to make a pick here. They're a bit overextended, the enemy team here. cut out by the J4 ult again. However, he has flash up. If he needs it, doesn't need it. Stays there. Tanks up the J4. J4 is a bit alone there. Nothing much for him to do. Not a good engage. So now he's just absolutely confident they have no tools to punish him. So going for that bit of a poke there while they're at the turret. We're going to be a bit hard to siege there with 3 people still alive. We're going to look to get the Baron instead, which should be really free. J4 isn't up. Even if he was, I mean, it's really hard to actually get to this Baron. Don't really have the support to do that. They get that Baron, but I'm guessing he doesn't really have much to back for. Yeah, I mean, he has a little bit of gold, but not really any gold for a really major item here. And he's not really able to get any more components at this point. So he's just going to look for farm instead. Starting off with that mid wave. Or was the Raptors? I don't remember. Either way, going on to the mid wave, then going on to the Wolves. We'll have enough gold for something here. Presumably he's backing for something. Or not? Oh no. Okay, yeah, he went for the fire cannon. So actually, he did actually have enough gold to back for the Zeal earlier, but he was so close to the fire cannon, he just chose to stay for that instead. Either way, he had so much gold, he wasn't in like any rush to actually spend his gold. He was still going to be really strong even if he stayed there. Did slightly mess up the fight, I feel like. I think he probably could have got a kill there, but not a big deal. Not a deadly kind of mistake, just one that cost him a kill. Yeah, again, I mean, his team is bot side, but doesn't just immediately follow them. He goes for the mid farm instead first. Then farms Raptors on the way there, finds red buff as well, may as well get that. In the meantime, all this stuff going on here, but he's in no rush to get there, he's just maximizing his farm. The more farmed you are, the more chances you have to carry when you're actually in the fights. No point being in these fights if you're not going to be strong and able to carry. Dealing a lot of damage there is a bit at risk, has to flash out, however, it's going to be worth it. We have cost him his flash, but the play has been well worth it. Trying to finish off killing at the Nexus here. Nice, and the Kraken Slayer proc finishes off killing. Perfect. Going straight for the end here. Yep, so that's RNG Gala's Jinx. So I'm actually a big fan of Gala. I'd never actually heard of him before MSI. I've not been keeping up with LPL at all since Suzy left. So I didn't know who he was before MSI. However, the moment I saw him in MSI, absolutely impressed by his mechanics, his decision making. He's probably like, he might potentially be the best ADC at Worlds this year, if he's still like at the same performance that he was at MSI. Anyway, definitely was the best ADC at the MSI from what I remember. So absolutely fantastic ADC. Hope you guys got to see exactly what he does that makes him so good. You know, aside from obviously his really great mechanics, his really good decision making. I hope you could actually like get a sense of his game plan, which was really, honestly, just really like typical ADC, right? Not going for many, not following up many plays, just constantly going for all the farm that he can find, even if it's his own jungle's camps. Just goes for that, just maximizing his own farm at the expense of anything else. And you know, you can say that's a bit of a risky move. However, whenever he was in those fights, you can see he was absolutely devastating, just dealing out so much damage. The enemy team had to engage on him immediately every single time. They did manage to catch him out a couple of times, which was those 2 deaths there. However, every other time, if they didn't manage to get the immediate engage, he just laid out so much damage, just impossible for them to withstand it. That's because he had all that farm. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content of this kind. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Later, gamers.